Text communications. And then we get to the phones. Framber Valdez, Tigers. Somebody got up from the Coney and got serious. And of all people, it was Chris Ilitch and Scott Harris, the team that arguably seemed the most reticent. Rico has just told us we're number one. Yes.
You are number one.
What was the question you wanted to ask?
The question is, did this change the total of wins in Vegas?
Okay. Surprisingly, only by one. You went from 84.5 to 85.5. And you're still the seventh best odds in the AL to win the World Series. That seems weird to me because I do think it is a sizable move forward. That said, it's baseball. It's not like signing one player is going to give you 5, 6, 7 wins. I just know what I know.
Okay.
I know my truth. I know.
I thank you very much.
I know what the rotation looks like. And now that it's presenting depth where Melton can marinate, where Korean baseball guy Drew Anderson can maybe be a swing man, you have some depth. It puts absolutely no expectation on Jackson Jobe. Mm-hmm. It's just it's a level. It's they needed a pitcher. You knew I wanted Giolito. No. So I'm excited that they decided to go all in.
Yeah,
was I shocked at the deal terms? Yes. No question.
Yeah, I mean, less bullpen days. Not as many.
Hopefully none. Text communications. David?
I've been very critical of the Tigers, but I have to give them credit. I am very happy with the signing. They also demonstrated that they don't mind spending, and I love that part of it. For the past 3 months, I've been so mad at this team to the point where I might not watch baseball this year than yesterday happened. I put my Little Caesars toga on and currently am polishing the sphere.
Look, but that's a case study in how it's supposed to work. Teams have to earn your attention, your money, and your emotion. That is the promise they make when they buy a team and run a team. You don't owe them. They owe you. And the Tigers delivered. I have no problem being respectful when they do something that matters. Now it's up to the rest of the damn teams.
Matt and Wixom says, if the Tigers offseason was a generous C+ before the move, it's now a B+ flirting with an A-. They are in command of the Central. This is the step forward I was waiting for to win the AL.
You know, the big thing, too, is you're in rarefied air, is in that you're in a division where no one is even attempting to spend with you. Mm-hmm. Not even the Dodgers have that. Or certainly not the Braves, Mets, or Phillies. Like, teams are willing to spend. In the Central, I can pull up the numbers, but you're almost doubling up every team, if not more. You're the only one. You're the Yankees of your division. But the Yankees don't have that luxury. They have Toronto, Boston, etc. That's why I thought it was important for this offseason, go all in. And I know it was a circuitous route to get there, but they're all in. So the ice cream sundae still showed up at the table. What am I going to do? Not pick up the spoon?
And that's all we're asking for. Just be all in, and this is a sign of that.
Yeah, try.
Right.
Just try.
And that's what it was. When it happened, it was like, okay, is there more? Like, no, that's it. So you got both of them. 2 left-handers, one who can eat innings. Okay. And whether Scuba wins this thing or not, you got them both for next year. All right, not bad.
And I will say this, while there are concerns for me with Valdez, we can deal with that later. Just let the season start. Let's be excited about this and move on to baseball when baseball starts.
Look, he's volatile. All right. Yes, we all saw him cross up his catcher and dot him because he was angry. Yes, I've seen him melt down in certain games when one little thing goes wrong. Guys, in the aggregate, he's one of the only pitchers in the league that is pretty much a mortal lock for 180 innings. I know that's not Verlander's 235 back in the day, but 180 now is 220 then. Mm-hmm. So it matters. It gives you another lefty as well. They don't grow on trees. Let's go to Red 97.1. Excuse me, Ned 97.1. Ned, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Mike, Rico, what a day. Let me just start with beep, 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 beep. Is that a pulse from Chris Ilitch?
It is.
Listen, guys, can't even tell you I'm one of the biggest, opponents of Ilitch and his spending habits, and this is a move that has changed my mind. I think that it's, getting one of the best, most dominant left-handers in the game right now is huge for us. It's saying that you want to be competitive, you want to be serious. I love it. And then hearing that Scooble won his arbitration less than 20 minutes ago, like I'm on cloud nine. I was not going to renew my season tickets the way it was going, and I'm probably going to renew now. One thing I do want to know from you guys is, do you think that they will try to give Scooble at the end of this season, depending on how, if we make the playoffs, the playoff push, are they going to pay him too? Or do you guys think they let him walk?
No, I think he's gone.
Yeah, Ned, I think this is that, you know what, we're going to go all in moment. And they got the pitcher. Maybe they'll go after and get another bat at the deadline or before the deadline. But I don't – if it was this – it was a struggle for arbitration, I can only imagine what it's going to be for an actual contract.
Look, just look at it this way. Ned, you're not going to have damn near $100 million tied up in two arms. They're willing to do it for 1 year and have $70 million. But if you were to pay Scooble the $50 a year he's going to be asking for, and you're paying Valdez damn near $40, you got to start to look at salary allocation and how you're going to build a ball club in other places. It's not impossible, but it would kind of fly in the face of the plan they have, where they do have a lot of good young talent under team control. And yeah,
it's possible because you're not really paying anybody for still till the year 2029.
Well, some you still have to put a team out there and bullpen needs and extensions. And look, if Riley Green is another big year, there are costs that are assumed. It's just, Rico, look, even if you had, you need to have two pitchers make $90 million. Come on.
You have two, but you're only going to have one there for 3 years. That's what I'm saying. By the time he falls off the books.
Yeah, the problem is you're in the deep water bidding with the other teams. You're never going to outbid them. It's never. And I don't want you to. I never wanted to give Scooble 10 years.
No.
Valdez at 3. I don't care.
Right.
He blows out. He blows out. What am I going to do? It's 3 years.
Now, Scooble for me was always a 4 or 5 year deal. He wasn't going to take that.
Ever. Not in this lifetime or the next. Now, if somehow the lockout greatly changes the economics of baseball, if somehow there's no season next year, if somehow some mystery Bill James baseball god says, deals are capped at 5 years, we'll have that conversation then. But I think it's done. I'm just happy Scooble won because now you're going to get the best of him. You're going to get $32 million worth. Mm-hmm. And he's still underpaid, but you're going to get him. 19, you're right. It would have been weird. That's why, and it would have set a terrible precedent.
Right.
248-539-9797. We'll get more of the people coming up in a second. Very busy day, and we got about 20 minutes for the NBA trade deadline. I'm really hoping we get it's not a Woj bomb anymore. He works for St. Bonaventure. A Shams bomb? I don't know.
He's boring. He doesn't do bombs.
I'm kind of wondering if Shams is AI generated. Like if that's not a real person, if it's like a Prince hologram.
I can see that.
He's very dry.
I can see that.
Bluish hue. If they got Michael Porter Jr., it would be a plum alert. What a day. 248-539-9797. Last call for football. FanDuel's giving you a daily profit boost every single day headed into the big game this weekend. This is all TD stuff. Shortest TD scored, longest, first, last, you name it. Cookies and I, we're all in on A.J. Barner. It's a go blue touchdown delight at plus 250. No. Sorry, Rico. No. A.J. Barner. Bottom line, you log in, you got your profit boost. It's FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60, 21 and up, present Michigan. Opt-in is required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions do apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms, sportsbook.fanduel.com. You got a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER. Get back to the phones momentarily. Right now, just a little level set. I assume we have something football related, David?
That is incorrect, Michael.
Okay.
Decided to do something different today because of the Framber Valdez signing. It was very shocking, very surprising, came out of nowhere. Have a list here of the most shocking surprising personnel moves in Detroit history. Now, I do want to tell people this is in no particular order. We're just listing some things out, having some fun with some
This
stuff.
is just a grab bag of
Correct.
surprise.
How far back do we go? Do we know?
The Lions acquiring Dutch Clark.
Still the reason why you can't wear number 7.
We go all the way back to the bad boy days. All the way back to the bad boy days.
Oh, Rick Mahorn being told you're now a 76er.
Did not put that on the list. But you can consider that one. I'm sure there's some that we missed here. Let's start with the Shanahan deal. Shanahan was traded to Detroit for Paul Coffey and Keith Primo. That was pretty shocking.
Brendan Shanahan, noted Hartford Whaler.
Correct.
By that, I mean he was there for 10 minutes and realized, what am I doing in Hartford? Please, I want to leave immediately.
And then the NHL said, what are we doing in Hartford?
But that's hurtful. That was everything charming about the old NHL.
I agree.
Damn it.
Move over to another Red Wing move that was kind of shocking. Maybe.
I love all the Red Wing moves are going to be 25 years ago.
Well, never mind. Chris Chelios traded to the Detroit Red Wings for Anders Eriksson and 2 first-round selections.
And that's where callers and fans, I'll never root for All right, Chelios is a Red Wing.
Wait, he's our guy?
Question mark?
3 cups? Okay.
All right, you know what?
He's fine with us.
Let's go get some chili.
But it's proof positive. It doesn't matter who the player is. If you acquire, it's case in point.
If he's yours, he's yours.
Yes, you can hate Dylan Brooks all you want in the NBA. If Dylan Brooks landed with the Pistons, he'd be a superstar here.
Him. Yeah.
Tough, gritty.
He's an agitator.
Yeah.
He's a pain in the ass. But if he's your pain in the ass, you're very excited.
Next on the list here, this player here had signed a contract extension with the Detroit Tigers about a year or 2 before he was then dealt to the Yankees in 2010. That was Curtis Granderson.
That was it was surprising. He was a fan favorite here.
He was.
I thought it was going to work out okay. Not really for me. I thought the ballpark was designed for him, but
it didn't work out. Yeah.
Not the way I had hoped.
Let's
Thanks.
move over to a couple Pistons moves here in a row here. Let's go to Blake Griffin. Traded to the Detroit Pistons. I know the results didn't work out. They made the playoffs. It really wasn't
the
great.
Results didn't work out because it was a road to nowhere.
Yes. It was.
But remember the story. A couple months prior, Jerry West at the time, I think, was running the Clippers. They walked Blake into the arena and they lit up the rafters with his number retired up there. He was going to be a Clipper for life.
Yep.
Commercial break. You're traded.
Yeah.
Nasty business.
Like it was literally like that. Yes.
Nasty business.
Yeah.
And I want to be respectful. It was never about Blake. Blake gave it all.
Oh, yes,
he went out there on one leg for this team.
Yes, he did.
I was about to say, it was just, he was never healthy, and it was never going to work.
Next on the list, one more Pistons move here.
Theo Ratliff.
It was a combination of Grant Hill and Allen Houston leaving Detroit.
Yeah, Grant Hill leaving, I thought this team was going to take a step back. And this is where you never know where the basketball gods are going to send you. You didn't know that the Grant Hill deal was the genesis of the going to work Pistons. That the people that they got back, like, really? Ben Wallace? Because I forgot somebody turned down the trade. And
John Amici.
Yeah, and they threw
Orlando didn't want to put him in the deal.
Yeah.
They gave you Wallace.
So, nope, I remember that.
Just to include the Spartans and the Wolverines in this, we have Sharon and Tucker both being fired out of nowhere.
I think the surprising move was actually landing the white whale of Jim Harbaugh. Their pursuit, you had heard about Harbaugh for years. Can't get him. He's not coming home. He's not coming home.
After his comments,
they finally got him.
And they did it real secretive, and I guess for state, the whole Cleveland.
John was on the committee. Oh. John was the up north expert. He had a whole presentation about why coming home was good.
Are you being serious?
100%.
Oh. I was going to say, yeah, and just the whole Cleves thing going back and forth between the two schools.
Whose SUV was that flipped and said
Trailer.
tractor trailer?
I think it was grandma.
I thought it was Mo Taylor. All right.
Oh, well, somebody.
Either way,
Yeah.
that
Some
car
Taylor.
accident.
No, you know what? I think it was. Mo Taylor.
Car accident sent him to state.
Next on the list here, we have David Price
Yes.
being traded to and from the Detroit Tigers.
I was electric that day when they got him. I used to love David
yes.
Price.
Yeah.
He
Loved
pulled, what was it, Austin Jackson off the field
Yeah.
from
Yes.
center field.
Yep. And that was back when we were accustomed. That was an era of the Tigers. We were accustomed to landing big players, landing big moves, big trades, big thing. I almost dropped dead when they were able to trade Prince Fielder for Ian Kinsler.
Well, see, that's just it. That's the one I was waiting for was Prince Fielder. Like,
That is on the list. Prince Fielder signing a 9-year, $214 million deal.
because that's what. Wait, we got who?
Yeah, and then you
What?
were able to trade him when he looked like Nordberg in The Naked Gun, wheelchair and a neck brace. And you're like, wait, Texas just took this guy?
Yeah, so this one was David Price to and from. You can say Prince signing and then being traded from.
Both parts of the Prince
yeah.
Fielder experience were equally stunning.
There's another one I'm waiting for, David.
Chauncey Billups being traded
Chauncey
for Allen
family.
Iverson.
Woo!
That was after what, 6 or 7 straight Eastern
That was like
Conference
10
finals?
years too late, and you traded them both as grandparents.
Joe was hell bent on getting AI here. I don't care. He's discounted. Great. Won't cost us as much. Bring him here. Joe will never play. Don't care.
This one here probably be excited Kenny when it happened was Dominic Hasek being traded to Detroit.
It wasn't even just Dominic Hasek. It was also Luke Robitaille
Yes.
and Brett Hull all coming to town.
That was
They
a
just
crazy offseason.
exactly. They had stacked Hall of Famers. They won a cup because of it.
Did that 02 Wings team? How many Hall of Famers? 12?
They had like 3 lines of Hall of Famers and a goalie and defenseman and everybody.
Poor Carolina. Poor Archer Zerbe.
Archer Zerbe.
They never, well, and again, they couldn't even paint the guy's mask.
Rod the Bod.
What a low rent franchise.
Euro trash. helmet.
Hey, noted Spartan Rod Brindamore.
That's
You
right.
watch your mouth.
Next here we have Adrian Dantley traded.
I wasn't here for this one.
It's a long time ago. This
I
is the
know,
bad boy
I know.
years.
That was AD. We need to talk and bring everything with you. Go ahead and clean out your locker. But I'm one of the best players on this team. Well, you were. Isaiah wants his boy here. And
You're out.
Yeah. Well, and if we happen to win, we'll ship you your ring.
And then the last couple here, you have Matthew Stafford being traded to the LA Rams.
I remember that. That was, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it. I was driving, had to pull over to stop to check. Like, wait, Matthew Stafford is gone. The Matthew Stafford. For who? Jared Goff and picks?
And then the last one here is Rasheed Wallace
There it
being
is.
traded to the Detroit Pistons.
And they
for
got
a bag of
a
Skittles.
bag of balls. They traded, what was it? Zeliko Rabrace. I think he had a heart
Chucky
condition.
Atkins.
Yeah. It was a joke. And then they trade Mike James, but then get him right back.
No, that was Lindsey they traded.
Yeah,
Got
Lindsey.
him back, but they got Mike James in the deal
Right.
with Rasheed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they basically told Lindsey, just sit at home for the weekend. We're going to bring you right back.
Lindsey was Chris Paul.
Yes.
You don't have to report.
no.
We'll take you back.
Except the team actually liked him.
Correct.
And Rasheed flew up from where? What team did he play for 12 hours?
The Atlanta Hawks. Yes. like he would ever have sat there.
The rarest throwback jersey ever, the Sheed Hawks jersey.
That don't even exist.
One.
That is your most surprising personnel moves. 97-1.
Brought to you by Michigan Hair Restoration. Thank you, Teddy KGB. Tarek Skubal's getting paid. Jeff Passan reported moments ago that Skubal won his arbitration case against the Tigers, meaning Detroit will pay him $32 million next season. It's the largest arbitration victory for a player in MLB history, topping Juan Soto's previous record by $1 million.
Straight up.
This also means with the signing of Framber Valdez yesterday, the Tigers will have over $70 million invested in their top two rotation arms. Pitchers and catchers report to Lakeland in less than 1 week. Pistons basketball tonight. Newly acquired shooter Kevin Huerter is set to make his debut after Detroit traded for him earlier this week, shipping Jaden Ivey to Chicago. Tonight, the Stones will go against the Washington Wizards, who had a blockbuster trade of their own yesterday as they got Anthony Davis in a deal that totaled 8 players and 5 picks. Davis will not play tonight. That game begins at 7 o'clock right here on 97.1, pregame at 6:35. Another big trade just happened with a Pistons rival as well. The Los Angeles Clippers are sending Ivica Zubac to the Indiana Pacers in exchange for Benedict Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, and picks. Zubac is averaging 14 points and 11 rebounds on 61% shooting from the floor this season. Michigan basketball also back tonight. Last time the Wolverines faced Penn State, they barely avoided an upset in Happy Valley. Tonight, there's history on the line against the Nittany Lions, as a win could give Michigan their best start to a season in program history at 21-1. That game's in Ann Arbor at 6:30. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Brendan Shabath. For more, go to 971theticket.com.
Hour number 2. All right, let's rock and roll. If you missed the start of the show, very simple. I'm relieved. I am relieved a team has got up from Rico's Coney and dropped their nuts and said, we're going to be serious. And it's a credit to Scott Harris and Chris Ilitch in that front office. You can't take it lightly when you go to your owner and you got to ask for $40 million per. And is Framber perfect? No. But today's not the day to pick that apart. There is no salary cap, and therefore it is not my problem. Skubal won his arbitration. I'm happy about it. And the fact that they signed this deal knowing they were probably losing that arbitration, it allows me to view this baseball team differently and view them the way I want to view teams in sports. I can take you seriously. It's not patronizing. No. It's not, why won't they try? It's not, the team's the same, but they're not the same. It's real. And I think it's put the Tigers into a serious World Series conversation, and I'm thrilled. And I know Rico has some great points, and it was a circuitous route to end up here. And I'm not mad at anybody who calls up and goes, oh, I would have rather had Bo Bichette. We can have that conversation. The point I'm making is if somebody offers to cook you dinner and they cook a good meal, but it wasn't exactly the entree you would hope for, what are you not going to do? Pick up the fork? Framber and Tarek at the top of the rotation. That's nasty.
Yeah, they're going defense. They're not going offense. They didn't go and get the bat that we all wanted them to get. So, yeah, it was just I was just kind of befuddled. Like, wait, did this mean you're trading Skubal? You're bringing no, we keep them both. Oh, okay, sure, yeah, I'm in. It looks like one person did leave the Coney mic. We're waiting to see if somebody else is paying the check.
Deadline's done right now.
Right.
So we'll see. You remember the days of the fax machine?
Yeah.
Oh, the faxes just came through at 3:43 to David Stern's office.
But it looks like only one person actually got up from the Coney.
I know. I'm not going to be angry. I'm disappointed. The idea that the Pistons offloaded Ivy for a slightly better draft pick and what has been largely a dead body for 2 years in Kevin Huerter, it's disappointing. To me, Michael Porter Jr. put them firmly at the top of the East. That while you have the best record in the East, Vegas is telling you what you are.
Yeah.
What are you, fourth in the betting odds, third in the betting odds?
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen something. But again, it's the Tigers' day primarily. And look, I'm thrilled because now they got skin in the game. You don't get to keep hiding on these 1-year Moneyball deals. No, you put your name to something now. And it allows me to be engaged and be serious about it. No, I'm happy with it. Now, is Framber Framber's got some issues. But look, he's going to pitch 180 innings. He's going to be somewhere in the threes with the ERA.
See, I like the 3-year deal. So you're not locked in for a long time. If this thing is great, good, ride it till the wheels fall off. If it doesn't, all right, you start counting the days of, okay, well, maybe you can unload them someplace else.
Yep. 248-539-9797. I want to get right back to the people. A lot of people want to talk. We're here for it. 4 o'clock hour, we'll kind of touch the table on the deadline. We've got what I think is the next opportunity for somebody to get up from the Coney on the football side of things. Oh, baby. We'll go to Brian, 97.1. Brian, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up, man? So I was watching the game the Bucks game last night with some friends, and I had only had one beer so far. And I got that notification, and I looked at the beer. I'm like, how much alcohol is in this beer? Because I didn't read it. I thought I was drunk, like off one beer.
He was drinking a barley wine at 17% ABV.
That's that strong Canadian beer.
I'm happy that he made a move because I'm hoping the other GMs are like, okay, well, I can't let you outdo me, so now I have to go spend more money. And I hope Yzerman is the next one because the Red Wings desperately need people. He's done nothing.
Yeah, and it's very interesting, too, when you looked at it. I was joking with Kenny. I go, those standings are getting a little dicey. You're like 3 points from being out of the playoffs there. And that's a sign of how good the East is. And the Wings, admittedly, great performance in Denver, but it's been kind of an empty suit over the last 6-7 games, including that was ghastly last night. I turned that on 2-3 times, and I go, I can't do this. This is terrible. But, yeah, Brian, you want to be surprised by your teams. It's what allows you to believe. It's what makes you care.
Yeah, he got up from the table with all the GMs at the Coney and was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go spend some money. And
that's it.
I'm hoping the other guy is like, all right, you can't show me up. Now I got to do this.
That's it, right? Scott Harris got up from the Coney table and said, listen, if you jokers are too cowardly, I'm going to go ask her out. He bellied up to the bar. That's all it takes to be respected in this town. Try. That's it. Now I think everybody can get on board with the 2026 Tigers. Yeah. Just try.
Yeah, because here's the funny thing that's going to happen. We're not going to remember anything about this whole arbitration saga.
No, certainly not. Let's go to Bernard, 97.1. Bernard, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm well, guys. How are you?
Excellent. Good. What's on your mind?
Listen, I think I might be the only one who's not fully engorged based on this deal. I mean, when I saw it, don't get me wrong, I'm happy about the deal itself. I think it's a great player. But my gut immediately went to, they are pretty much conceding that they're going to lose arbitration with Skubal, and he's now a trade piece. And I'm concerned that up until, he takes them out on opening day, that, I won't be convinced that he's not something they might move, knowing they got Valdez.
Here's the only thing I can tell you. The only thing I can tell you is Ken Rosenthal has already done the reporting. They do not intend to trade Skubal. They are trying to win. Now, that doesn't matter because the same Ken Rosenthal said if they lost the arbitration, they wouldn't be buying a pitcher. But I'm just trying to help you.
And I agree. And so that leads me to my second point, which is it's kind of a credit to Scott Harris. Me having to think about all of that and me having to consider all that makes me shows me that there's a level of sophistication that he had not been operating with before, and that he is planning for all contingencies and looking down the road. Hey, what if we lose the arbitration, of course, in the short term, but then also the lockout next year. So I guess it's a credit to Scott Harris as well to show that, that maturation. And now he's kind of, at the big boy table and making deals that I would like to see that I would like to see a GM make.
Now we can feel like a real World Series window is open because
I agree. And I hope it stays open, and I hope they keep Skubal at least for that 1 year and make a move and then deal with everything else, as it happens.
I'd be very surprised if they traded him after the goodwill that this signing has made. I'd be shocked if they traded him now. But again, after the way this all played out, Bernard, I don't know. Nothing surprises me anymore.
Yeah.
If you told me Framber Valdez was getting $38.3 million a year, I would have said, are you doing crack? Yeah. Seriously. What?
Right. That's why the first thing I had to do was check to make sure this ain't real. I'm not falling for this. Rieger, stop sending me stuff. Vet it first. Oh, It is real. Oh, wow. Okay.
David, a couple text communications, if you'd be so kind.
Someone says, I don't think the Valdez signing does any good when you have to hope the pitchers can hold the other teams near scoreless because there will be no run support. That doesn't change anything in my mind.
All right, but again, they weren't a top 5 offense and they weren't a bottom 5 offense, right? Top 5 is what got you to the best record in the league. Bottom 5 is what helped you collapse a 15.5 game deal. You're somewhere in the middle. And while I don't like their offense and I don't like their lack of moves there, we got to afford a little bit of room for what does a McGonigal do? Does another young player take a step forward? The trade deadline, you will fix that issue if it's an issue. That's all I can say. I can't promise you it's going to be perfect. And no, you're not. I don't think you'll have a great offense. But it is clear what they want to do. They are going to have good starting pitching. They have reinforced the bullpen. And they're going to cobble together that offense. Is it a style of ball I like? No, I don't like money ball. But again,
It's not money ball. It's optionality.
that's the same thing, brother.
No, but
I hate to break that to you.
it's 2026.
Okay. Go ahead.
We're getting the naming rights for the movie, okay?
Yes.
Nort from Pinckney says, I've been waiting for a quote unquote, wow, we got this guy type of move from one of our teams for a while. This was it. Then Russell in Livonia texts in and says, it's baseball. The money isn't limited and the contracts don't matter. Go out there and spend that money and get us 2 more bats and a Scooble extension.
That is why I said I don't know how anyone could support this team in defeating Scooble at the arbitration. They have just shown you, they have proved me right. The money's there. I'm never going to root for a team to get over on a player. I can't.
No.
And they just showed you why. 248-539-9797. We'll get more of your phone calls. Rico is monitoring the fax machine at the NBA League offices in Secaucus, New Jersey. Come on, man. Come on. Tell me a late fax is coming through for MPJ, will you please?
Sell them something.
Bastard. All right. Winter conditions. No joke. Nice real feel of 7 degrees out right now. Ice.
Snow tomorrow?
Snow. I know. More today, too, by the way. If you're in an accident or a slip and fall, David Femininio gets it. He's been an injury attorney in Michigan for over 30 years, and David has helped thousands of people pick up the pieces after an accident. All you need to do is call David, 855-65-CRASH. That's 855-65-CRASH, or you can go on the website anytime. GetDavidGetPaid.com. That's GetDavidGetPaid.com. To the people. Framber Valdez, Tigers, they've entered the chat. They're adults now. They're going for it. It's to be respected in my world, and I'm excited for it. As far as, the Pistons, we can begin mixing it in. The deadline is done, and we're not using fax machines anymore. I think that's gravely disappointing. It really is. The Pistons have every right to believe they can win the East. You have the young, cheap pieces. You have expiring contracts. You have all your own picks. You just upgraded a pick via a swap to do nothing. I don't know. I'll leave it to you guys. I'm not on the bandwagon of, I don't want to mess the chemistry. I'm trying to make the NBA Finals. And it's just, it feels very Coney-ish.
It does, but you know what? Congratulations. You have a team that sees an opportunity. They see a window. They're going for it. Let's see where it takes them. Because you've made the playoffs the last 2 years. You're adding an extra arm. You've reinforced the bullpen. Obviously, it looks like you're going to wait for your kids to see what they're going to do offensively. You're going to go the defensive route. That's where you're going to invest your money. Let's see where it goes. But yes, in a 5-game series, you got 2 great arms coming out. So, yeah.
Let's go to people. Go to Paul, 97.1. Paulie, what's the good word?
Hey, guys, really enjoy the show. I've been in Chicago for 40 years, but I'm originally a Detroiter, and I just got sick of listening to Chicago sports talk all the time. So,
well, welcome.
I'll come home where I belong.
Welcome to the party. What can we do for you?
Thanks. So I want to continue on this theme of the Detroit sports organizations, and, it's walking that fine line between organizational development, but also filling in the gaps with what you need to do. Of course, I'm thrilled with the Valdez signing for the Tigers. I would have liked to have seen another bat like the rest of the Detroit world. The Yzer plan's been making me extremely restless. So my hope of hopes is, with what we've shown so far this year, is enough to make Yzerman and the brass make a key acquisition move. We're obviously very short on a defenseman. We probably need a little more scoring.
Yeah.
So
the other thing, I and correct me if I am wrong on this, Paul, Kenny as well. Watching the game the other night, they had quickly set a stat. No team in hockey has won more 1-goal games than the Pistons, than the Red Wings. You know what happens when that happens to you in the first half of the season? Regression comes calling, and now you can't win a close game. Yeah, they need a move, Paul, because they don't have margin. As wonderful as they have been this year and surprising, go look at the standings. There is the best thing that's going to happen to the Wings is they're getting the break, as they're largely playing like crap over the last 6 games. Sans the Denver game. But
right.
at the other end of the spectrum, Columbus has won 9 of 10. Put them on ice for 3 weeks.
Right. And that's why they need to take this time to figure out what they're going to do, and they need to make a move. I think isn't the deadline about a month away, give or take? Yeah,
roughly.
Okay. So, and if it's another year of not getting in the playoffs, like, how much rope are we going to give Yzerman before, we determine it's probably time to make a bigger move, but I'm hoping it doesn't get to that. And then for the Lions, this is where Brad Holmes really needs to earn his money. I love the way the Lions have aggressively developed talent, drafted for the most part very well, and signed up our core to long-term deals. But now it becomes tricky because you're dealing with the salary cap, and they're going to have to make some decisions about who are these injured players that we've invested money in, who are we cutting the cord on now?
Yes.
And whose contracts are we restructuring to give us some wiggle room?
I'll give you a couple. I'll tell you right now,
Right.
You could open up over $100 million of cap space. You're going to restructure Goff. I'd restructure ASB. I would tell Taylor Decker and Graham Glasgow their services are no longer required. You're retired. You could trade David Montgomery and save a few mil. You could have over $100 million. And then it's time to get to work. And the first phone call I make, I don't care how many people get upset or mock this or say it's impossible. I'm calling about Max Crosby. He wants out of Vegas, and I want to bring him home.
I thought you were going to say the center.
Absolutely. And he's got roots here. It makes all the sense in the world. And that makes a world of difference. That also relieves pressure that's, inherent in the secondary that we also need to take a look at. But the offensive line and an edge rusher are what we need to do. And then it's being intelligent about balancing the money between free agency spend and drafting. I believe it can be done, and I don't think we're that far away from, again, being a serious contender. But you don't have a lot of time, and you don't have a lot of margin for error. And I believe the Bears are going to regress. I'm kind of happy to say that. They're going to have a much tougher schedule, and they also won all of their games by a few points or one score.
The one thing I'd just be very careful there. You're right with what you're saying, but remember, the offset to that is a quarterback that has a limitless ceiling, and they were open about it year one. We are fixing this offense. We'll get to the defense later. Paul, look, you're right with what you're saying. And look, two teams that are in the Super Bowl, they didn't make the playoffs last year. You can bounce back quick, but it takes bold action. No more smartest guy in the room crap.
Yeah, and before we say the Bears are going to fall backwards, you're right. They're going to go out and they're going to fix the defense. They said this was going to be a two-part thing. However we get, wherever we go in year one, great.
The point is your quarterback has no room to get better. He is what he is, and he's good.
And now you have to add things around him.
Caleb could be the best quarterback in the league. Could be. I'm not saying he is. I'm saying on a talent basis. Like, guys, that's his upside. Goff's upside is hard capped. He'll always be somewhere between 8 and 12. It's who he is. And it's not a crime. No. For God's sake, Sam Darnold's in a Super Bowl. If there's one positive of that ginger idiot being there, it's anybody can make it. If Sam Darnold can make it, you can make it. You can make it. You can make it. Your dead Nona could be in a Super Bowl next year. They'll wheel the urn on the field.
The Sam Darnold slander.
Bum. Once every 15 years this happens. One of these broke bleep losers.
2 years.
Whatever. Sucks.
If he had just blonde hair, would you feel
No,
this way?
he's just, I can't stand him. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
That's true.
Go to Antoine, 97.1. Antoine, how you doing, buddy?
Fellas, what up? Hey, listen, real quick off my subject. Caleb Williams, upside is amazing. The Bears ain't falling off until they got to pay him. And so that's a few years out. That's just my belief. They are not falling off until they got to pay that man. With that being said, what I called about, hey, listen, I love the fact that we spend like everybody else. And you guys already touched on it because we're all conditioned because we're not used to spending. So we spend and we're geeked that we're spent. But you gave us more beef when we already had a bunch of beef. We are going to go bananas when Valdez gives us a great start and we don't score a run. And then it's followed by a Scooble start and we don't score a run. And it takes us 10 games to score 6 runs. I'm sorry. McGonigal better hit 330 with 35 home runs and 100 RBIs or this lineup still stinks. We just talk about how the Lions need to allocate their roster the right way, the way that they spin. We go into ruts where we cannot score. How are we going to win a 7-game series against a packed lineup, i.e. LA Dodgers, if you make it that far with the lineup that we have? Guess what? It's not happening. So I'm happy that they spent in this horrible run of weather that we have. We have a little bit of sunshine because we have Valdez and we have Scooble. And everybody's geeked, and you guys are going to co-sign it because you guys are conditioned just like we are. Mike, you are a Michigander now, just like Rico is, just like I am. You are conditioned because, hey, we spent. Well, you know what? We already had that pair of shoes. We already had that jacket. We already had a freezer full of meat. And you just bought more. Mix it up. Make me a real meal. Give me some fries with my burger, not another burger.
Okay. A, I don't know why you're yelling at me. B, you didn't have this meat, as you put it. You needed another pitcher. You trust Jack Flaherty? I don't. You trust a guy who's pitched in Korea the last 4 years? I don't. You just added one of the 5 best left-handers in the sport. Also, the offense, which I don't love, I'll say it again to you. They were over their head for most of the year as a top 5 offense.
Till about June.
Then they cratered after the deadline and were bottom 5. The truth lies in the middle. If you have elite pitching and a middle-of-the-road offense, you can win a World Series. You also have to afford some time that if the offense is bad, here's what happens. Scott Harris has to fix it. And whether that's drawing upon your minor league system or making a trade at the deadline, that's where we're at now. I don't know what conditioning there is. If you didn't spend and you didn't do something, what had I been saying in weeks leading up to this? You're not a World Series team. But you have these two at the top of a rotation, and you hope an Olsen stays healthy or Mize takes a step forward, etc. It lengthens the rotation. It gives you time to call upon Troy Melton later in the year. I don't see it the way you see it, Antoine. And once again, why are you yelling at me?
He wanted more.
Okay, but why are you yelling at me?
I think it was passion.
Once again, me yelling. Why? What did I do?
You want me to answer that?
Okay, then. 248-539-9797. We'll get more of the people coming up. And again, why was I just yelled at? 97.
When Team USA is on, you could almost see the moment it happens. It's that spark when a kid starts believing they could be next. Now, Xfinity can't guarantee that, but they can guarantee something just as important. Your internet price won't change for 5 years. No contracts, no commitments. So while your kid is ordering new gear online, streaming highlight reels, or video chatting with coaches, your Xfinity internet price won't budge. And who knows? By the time the next Olympic Winter Games roll around, your kid could be getting fitted for their very own Team USA uniform. And guess what? You'll still be paying the same price for reliable Wi-Fi. And there's even more to enjoy with the Xfinity Gold Medal celebration. Now through February 22nd, get their best price on gig Wi-Fi. 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years, a $10.99 a month value. Xfinity, imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. To get started, visit Xfinity.com or drop into an Xfinity store today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with store bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
David, a couple text communications. And I don't mind rolling in some other topics here. I mean, obviously, the Framber thing is big news. And if you're jumping in the car, yeah, it's a point of arrival where now, look, you can view this show however you want. Last I checked, it's free. If you don't like it, don't be here. But if you think, oh, well, you guys are hard on the Tigers or you're negative, no, we have expectations. And yesterday's move is the expectation. Be serious about it. Let's chase it. Show me the owner cares. Show me Scott Harris is willing to put his ass out the car window or ass into the jackpot. And let's try to win this damn thing. And they did exactly that. And I'm happy to give them credit for that. But, man, you got to earn respect. It's not given. And I've always said this, like when people deify teams or executives, it's like, man, you're not curing cancer. You're not saving some kid's life down at U of M Children's Hospital. You're playing fantasy baseball. You're taking a billionaire's money and buying millionaires. Well, bully for you. You're really doing the Lord's work. So, yeah, this is the expectation. This is what this town is owed. This is what this fan base is owed. Kenny, how old were you when the Tigers won a World Series? Answer, you weren't born. You weren't a twinkle in your dad's nuts.
He was still in that tequila.
You're owed. No, that's the point. They won a World Series in 42 years, man.
I was in high school.
This town has to figure it out. The teams owe you. You don't owe them. And I'm more than happy to give credit. That was a big boy move last night. And it doesn't matter the player's not perfect. It doesn't matter that the term is from Planet Nebular. There's no cap, and it ain't my problem.
No, it was just weird, the timing of everything. It's like, Mike, all of a sudden you're driving to your surprise party and you got into it with your wife and you fought and argued the whole time. You're ready to turn the car around, only to find out when you get to the place, surprise! It's your party. Like, oh, okay. I guess I got to change my attitude. Because I think a lot of Tigers fans were ready to be upset because, well, why did you have to take Skubal to arbitration? Couldn't you have handled this before? I don't care about his agent and Scott Boras. You should have made this thing work. And then it went from, wow, we got a pretty good 1-2 punch.
See, but I'll say this, and I understand what you're saying about the timing because it did feel a little weird. But whether it was done in December, whether it was done yesterday, it was done. And I'm so glad that a team finally decided to do something, period. I don't care when it was. Just do it, and you did it.
I can't argue with that, David. And it was. And you know what? You put yourself on the clock, and you're saying, hey, and it's perfect timing, bad division, pending work stoppage coming up. So you're really kind of all in for this year. Let's see what happens.
Which is what we asked for.
Yeah.
Text coming through says, gentlemen, incredible free agent pickup by Scott Harris. Wow, I love this. Bullpen is all set. Starting rotation is all set. You covered yourself in case you lose Skubal via trade or free agency next year. This was really amazing.
Yeah, it's high-level management, and it's a big boy move. And now with Skubal winning his arbitration, which I am happy, and if you wondered why I had such a caustic opinion about it yesterday, this is why. The reporting was insulting, whether it was Rosenthal, whether it was Passan, whether it was local. Oh, geez, if the Tigers lose the arbitration, they may not be able to afford a pitcher. You know what? I have a drop for that. The money was always there. It's a matter of will. That's all it is. It's a matter of personal constitution on whether you do or don't want to win. The money was there. They lost the Skubal arbitration and still handed out a $40 million deal. That's why I'll never support teams screwing players. And arbitration is screwing players.
Right. Making it sound like, well, we only have $13 million to work with.
Right.
So
help me, I'm poor. No, you're not.
You're passing the hat around.
Correct. That's the game David plays at that church.
Logan in Southfield texts in and says,
"Guy's pulling up in a Rolls Royce Phantom, and he's over here."
Not gonna lie, as someone who has slandered the Tigers for the past 4+ months, gotta give them their props. Didn't see this coming, and at least we're not getting completely grifted. He's at least spending something.
Correct. And again, it's a tactic. Think about now in a playoff series. You have these two elite lefties, and you look at lineups. I mean, do you know what those two are going to do to a lineup like Cleveland? Do you know what those two can do to a lineup like the Yankees? It's something other teams have to answer to. And while I don't think Framber warrants this contract, It's not my money. And there's no cap. I don't care. Now, it's different. If all of a sudden the Pistons pay Jalen Duren $230 million, no, we'll have a different conversation. There's a cap in that sport. This, not my problem. Go open up another parking lot. You'll figure it out. 248-539-9796. It's the truth.
No, you're right.
The money was always there.
Which I think that's what was so shocking, because going into last night, it was just $13 million. Does it go to Scuba, or can you spend it on some ramen noodles? But you can't have both.
Cutscene. They're a Joe Stone crab in South Beach.
It's like, wait.
What just happened here? Kenny has a bib on. What happened? Let's go over to Rodney, 97.1. Rod, how you doing, buddy?
How you doing, gentlemen? Just had to tell you what happened yesterday. My coming to join you, Elizabeth moment, miracle in baseball. I was drinking my tea, and my girlfriend, all of a sudden I dropped my teacup. My girlfriend said, "What's wrong?" I grabbed my heart, grabbed my tiger cap, put it back on. And I said, "I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth. I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth. The Tigers spent some money." Okay? But I don't know if you know about Fred.
Oh, yeah.
We have the drop. We play this all the time.
Yeah, so that's why I had my joining Elizabeth moment, because I was totally shocked. But I'm totally glad, because I've been a Tiger fan. I'm old enough to have been out at the 68 Tiger World Series and 84 Tigers World Series. So I've been both. I'm 71. I'm an Air Force veteran. But I'm glad the Tigers did this, and it shows they might not be done. Because, honestly, don't be surprised if they get a real good offer for Scuba still. I would trade him if I get a good enough offer, because you step in the next couple of years, and if you get a good haul back for him, you could still win the East and still.
But remember something,
which they still need.
But remember, here's your problem. Now, you're not, Rodney. You're not totally off base, but we got to make a small change in here, okay? I was the one who said you could trade Scuba and sign a Giolito, you still win the division. You know what I didn't say? You'd go to the World Series. If you traded Scuba now, you are taking away your ability to make a World Series. I think it is that big of a difference. You'd win the division, but I don't think you're going to the World Series. You need Scuba and Framber at the top of that rotation. It's a difference maker. It's like having a pair of pass rushers. It's like having the superstar quarterback. It's like giving Cade a running mate. You got to have something that's a non-negotiable. Mm-hmm. And in a 7-game set, and I got those two starting as many as 5 of those games, depending on the TV schedule, that's the separator. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't do that right now. But currently, after they just spent $40 million a year, 38.3 on Framber, nothing will surprise me.
Right, and then with Valdez, I mean, maybe you can sneak some, relief pitching in a Game 7. David,
I want to be timely. I don't want to get yelled at. Do you want to tell people where they can donate to the church, since there's so much money flying around here in Detroit lately?
No, but I do want to say this. Someone says, did the Tigers chew it and do it?
They did. They absolutely did. Yes. Like, you can't, again. And by the way, for those of you, I don't have that drop on my board. I have no control over that. That is not on my board.
Wait, does Kenny have a drop board?
How the tables have turned.
I will play this for the last caller, though.
He's like, Mon.
Okay, now I'm upset. I'm the only one I wanted.
No, you don't get one. You don't get one.
Why not?
No. That was not. I don't have.
You know what? That's why I don't get one.
Once again, I don't have that on my board.
Doesn't matter.
Who do you think played that?
Don't matter.
David, obviously.
Don't matter. You know what? You told me why I don't have one.
No, I didn't. Kenny did. NC State's football helmets. I stand by them.
Sure.
248.
Those two.
248-539-9797. All right, last call for football. FanDuel's giving you daily profit boost every single day headed up to the big game. 30% boost around touchdowns. Now, Rico screaming, K9, K9, K9. A.J. Barner. Plus 250. And guess what?
Let's parlay them.
A.J. Barner is their official tush-push player. He had 12 sneaks in the tush-push, and Gingers, who notoriously have weak calves, Darnold only had 5.
K9 doesn't need a tush push.
Oh, right.
He just runs it in.
whatever you want to do, have these arguments with your friends. I'm not interested. It's Super Bowl 60, and it's FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of said Super Bowl. 21 and up, present Michigan. Opt-in is required. Bonus issued is not withdrawable. Profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms, sportsbook.fanduel.com. You got a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, David, a few text communications. We'll get back to the people. And again, Pistons, I want to mix that in the 4 o'clock. They didn't do anything. And I want to know your level of disappointment, if any. So if you're one of these Tobias Harris sponge bathers, call. Say you're not disappointed at all. Say it with your chest. But for me, very disappointing.
Yeah, I've checked the fax machines, the pager. Yeah, don't think it's
unless a raven comes in like Game of Thrones.
We haven't. Yes, we still need to see if the three-eyed raven will show up.
Love me some baseball. I think I had tears in my eyes when I saw the news. My team is actually investing. Someone says Dingler better get some premium health insurance with Valdez being around for the next 2 to 3 years. Getting Valdez is a great move for us, but why does Vegas only have us 2 games better? That is Rudy on the road.
Because it's baseball. So replacement cost. Let's say you had, for instance, if you take the rotation, and just allow me to spitball for a second without breaking my balls, all right? Okay. Let's say Jack Flaherty was a 2-WAR player, and let's say Framber's a 3.6. You're not getting all 3.6. The replacement level there is 1.6. Ergo, 2 more wins. So it's not like you just traded for LeBron James, and all of a sudden we're just going to win 8 more games than before. It's just baseball works different. You have to look at who he's replacing in that rotation, and then what is he actually worth? Now, again, if you had added, and I want to be careful because if I say a name, then people are going to get all butthurt about it. But if you add an everyday baseball player, and let's say that player's a 7-WAR, and he's replacing a Parker Meadows who was a flat 0 last year, well, that's different. The replacement is dead body, and now I have 7.
So now you're looking at 90.
It wouldn't be vis-a-vis, but you would see a bigger spike. Right. That's all I'm trying to communicate to the person.
You said that very well.
Yes.
Great signing. I think now they are the clear best 1 through 5 rotation in the AL. Can't wait to argue if we can win the AL.
What's the argument? You absolutely can win the AL. There is no argument. What's the argument?
It's his text. I'm just reading it.
No, I know that. There's no argument.
Well, Toronto's still there.
There is no argument.
You get your arm back in New York.
There is no argument. Brian Cashman is a stiff. Leave my team out of this. Plus, Aaron Judge will turn into a Lollipop Guild member in the playoffs again.
He hit a home run.
Go to hell. David?
It's just like Mike, your Giants signing Harbaugh. I am LFG right now. Plan the parade. That is Falk in Birmingham.
I think it just lets you know that your franchise is trying. They're being serious. That's what I was striving for on the football field, and now you're getting it on the baseball diamond.
And it's great, and it's also sad that trying gets you this level of excitement.
Well, welcome to sports. 90% of these teams in professional sports are grifters. Mm-hmm. They're getting their money through the TV deal. They don't care anymore. It takes a unique team to actually want to go and get it. Maybe not 90%. How about 80%? David?
The Rico Coney Island Accord has finally been broken.
Yes.
So next question is, does it bust the floodgates open for everyone else?
I thought today may have been that day where all of a sudden Trajan would have said, "Oh, but wait, look what we just did."
We would have got Michael Porter Jr. Plums, man.
And then all of a sudden Brad Holmes is like, "I got something cooking."
Bluish hue.
I'm out in Las Vegas right now cooking.
It's a 2 plum for 1 deal.
But we got one.
That scene is amazing. Sorry. I got to show Rico's never seen the blooper reel. He's never seen Will Ferrell just cracking everybody up on set there. No one can keep a straight face.
Blooper reel. No.
I got you. We'll help you out with that. Let me go to the people. We'll go to Thomas, 97.1. Tommy, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you doing today?
Good, Tom. What's up?
I'm curious if you guys share the same view that I have with this Framber Valdez move. Is this possibly an overcorrection from Scott Harris following the debacle of September and really post-trade deadline last year? As we shared many of these bemoaning memories that last week and a half of the year where it was just win 1 game. I realized Valdez was, 2-8 in September?
He was terrible in the stretch drive.
10.
Yeah, he had the terrible moment crossing his catcher up because he was pissed and he dotted him. And look, he's melted. He melted down in the playoffs against you guys 2 years ago. He still has some mental inconsistencies, but in the aggregate, he makes you better. So that's why I'm not harping on the negatives, because he does make you better. Now, what do you mean by overcorrection? Just so I understand.
Scott Harris looked at what he did last year by going and getting off the discount bargain rack and Charlie Morton, which didn't pan out. And then getting, a Paddock out of Minnesota.
Yeah.
That didn't pan out. He figured, you know what? We know that Scooble's probably walking at the end of the year unless he has this magic change of heart, because the Dodgers are going to come in and go, here's 10 years, $700 million, and then that's going to be the end of baseball for like 3 years because nobody's going to want to agree to a salary cap.
I don't know if overcorrection is the right thing. Maybe it's an admission. Maybe it's just understanding it is time. Thomas, I don't know. And ultimately, and it's no slander to you, I don't care. I want the result. I don't care. I whatever. I don't care if they flipped a coin. Great, it came up tails. We signed a player who makes this team better. That's all we wanted. They needed to add something high level, right? Mm-hmm. Did I want a bat instead of this? Of course. I can't change that. But I'm not going to sit here and harp on it. I mean, obviously, I've wanted Bo Bichette for a year and a half. But this is where they're going with.
And they made the move. And they added. And it shocked everybody. And we were all waiting for the Scooble news, and it was like, hey, we got a bonus for you. And they kept it quiet, too, because it came from nowhere. That's what was so shocking.
I really do like that move the Pacers made today. Not that it matters for this year.
Zubac?
For next year, that matters. Nobody knows him because nobody watches Clipper games. That dude can play.
Yes, he can.
You put him with Halliburton.
Yes,
and
sir.
the pace and space that they play with, that's
why window is now.
Buddy, I know. What do you want me to do?
Oh, I said that out loud.
You did. Okay. My plums. 24853. I got to show him that clip. 97.1.
Tigers ace Tarik Skubal has won his arbitration. He's now set the overall record for a contract at $32 million, passing Juan Soto's previous record, according to Ken Rosenthal. Detroit still plans to keep Skubal even after the Valdez signing last night. The NBA trade deadline is come and gone. The Pistons didn't make any additional moves. The biggest news around the league today might just be who stayed, including Giannis and Kawhi. The Clippers did trade big man Zubats to the Pacers for Benedict Mathurin. Zubats averaging 14 points and 11 rebounds. The Nets have Wade guard Cam Thomas, which makes him a free agent as well. The Pistons head back to Little Caesars Arena tonight. Kevin Huerter is available to make his debut if J.B. Bickerstaff chooses against the Wizards. Cade Cunningham questionable with his right wrist injury. Tobias Harris also questionable with left hip soreness. You can hear the game right here on 97.1. I'll have the pregame at 6:35. Michigan basketball hits the hardwood tonight against Penn State as well. Ken Pom has the Wolverines winning by 99%. Then the Lions are in the bottom tier of the nation defensively as well. 6:30 tip over at Chrysler Center.
They're like 30-point favorites. I mean, come on.
Yes, the NFL has announced their first. That's what I said. The first matchup in Australia. The Rams will play the Niners in Melbourne next season. Today, also the 20th anniversary of Super Bowl 40 here in Detroit, where the Steelers. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Jeremy Otto. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
Well, I tell you, Natalie attired Jeremy Otto has sauntered into the studio. A little speaking engagement today, Kenny.
This is my CEO outfit.
It's amazing. Spoke to the DEC today. Unbelievable. Now listen,
Jeremy loves the kids.
I want to mix a couple things in, and we'll get to it. But right now, let's see how David is going to punish us here. Is this about football?
By the numbers.
In a way, it is about football. Today is the 20th anniversary of Super Bowl 40 that was in Detroit.
Winterfest.
Winterfest was down there. Everything was going on downtown. Snoop Dogg was doing concerts down there in tents, and there was a lot of things going on downtown. It snowed, actually.
Lots of building wrap.
Saturday before the Super Bowl, it did snow.
Wrapped all the buildings like presents. So they looked occupied.
So I wanted to get to some.
It's true.
I know.
I wanted to go
the best the city's ever looked.
Some facts here, some things that happened in 2006.
Okay.
Now, when
Kenny was born.
I was looking some stuff up, and this part kind of was eerie for me. Where's the Olympics this year?
Italy.
It was also in Italy
in
2006.
It was in Torino.
Yeah. Yep. That kind of was eerie to me. It was a great year for Italy because they also won the World Cup in 2006.
Oh.
Mamma mia.
That's
a spicy meatball.
Right. I was waiting for it. Get it out of your system. You got any other pizza box commentary?
I feel very uncomfortable. And
yeah, all of 06, I walked around with a pepperoni necklace. Okay. Anything else, Kenny? Maybe in your youth you had the little chewable the puka shells that were chewable. Mine were super sod. Okay. Get it out of your system.
With the way you
go ahead, redneck Jesus. Anything else?
with the way, Mike, you feel about Kenny right now, Kenny has a fact that happened in 2006. Probably what you would want to do to him right now.
Okay.
This is where Dick Cheney shot his friend in the face during the hunting accident, hunting quail.
Oh, yeah, and kept hunting.
He did. He kept hunting.
It was like the car's over there if you're hurt, but I'm still hunting.
I got tiny birds to shoot.
Jeez.
Also in 2006, a couple video game systems were released. The PlayStation 3 was released in November, which was the craze for the Christmas crowd. And Xbox 360 was released early that year in March.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
How old do we feel? Shout out the Red Rings of Death. Remember that first batch of 360s that came out? They all died?
Yes, they did.
That was dude, people were looking for those things for like 9 months.
On the social media platform, Twitter began in 2006.
Ugh, dark day in human history.
And MySpace was so popular that it became the most visited website in the U.S.
Really?
Yes, in 2006.
Hey, how about this one? I read this the other day on just Super Bowl ticket pricing. I don't want to rob David. Do you know what the average ticket cost to go to the Super Bowl here in Detroit in 06 versus today where it's almost $7,000?
About $350.
About $650.
$650. Okay.
But it shows you how do we go from $650 to $7,000?
Correct.
To 20 years. The hell we doing?
Just for you, Rico, something very important in the space world happened in 2006, and it was that Pluto was declared a dwarf planet.
Yes, it was dying. It did not meet the minimum requirements. It got downgraded. It got relegated.
Relegated.
Wait, what?
Pluto.
It's not a planet.
It's not a planet.
And that was when it named it not a planet in 2006.
Scientists argued and said that it was a dwarf planet. It was shrinking, and therefore it's no longer going to be a planet.
That's not a planet?
Not anymore.
Welcome to 2006.
and trust me,
sorry, I missed it in the Space Daily.
our arguments have still been going on. Like, there are people like, no, it's always going to be a planet.
They still argue that today.
So it's kind of like Michigan State football, no longer a football program.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Sure.
MSU and Pluto, spirit animals.
They run the same amount of touchdown plays.
They do. Pluto's won as many Big Ten championships. Hey, Rico, nice job in Minnesota last night.
Okay, so
Let's go.
He hits the Italian music, and you attack me.
I'm not attacking you.
Boy.
I attacked
it's
Pluto.
Not just the helmets.
Listen, we ain't got time for no dwarf planets.
So
it ain't just the helmets. He attacked you.
Oh, my God.
The most Googled thing in 2006 was gas prices.
What the hell were they in 06?
Could you guess what they possibly were in 2006?
$1.50?
No, too low.
I don't know.
I was about to say gas prices at that time was probably about $2.80.
It was $2.59.
Okay.
$2.59. We were in the middle of a war still, so it was still high.
Buddy, we've been in the middle of a war every year for like 100 years.
We have. Wow.
We're everywhere. We're Team America, World Police.
Top song in 2006. I'm not going to have you guess because you will never get this. I don't even know if this artist still is out there anymore. Daniel Powder, Bad Day.
Who?
Exactly.
Who the hell's Daniel Powder?
I don't know, but we all know the song, Had a Bad Day, all of that stuff.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah, is that the song that when it like
Oh,
pictures?
my God, no.
When like you rock a picture off the
Hopefully
mound.
they deported that guy. That song's a travesty. Bunch of garbage. That song plays every day I walk through these doors.
So, the highest grossing film globally in 2006.
Give us a hint. Come on, let us play along here. 20 years since the Super Bowl in Detroit.
Think about my favorite type of rum.
Yeah,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes, Dead Man's Chest. That was number one.
Kenny's favorite rum. He gave it away. Pirates rum. Pirates of the Caribbean.
I'm impressed.
Gave it away. Thank you, Kenny. Great hint.
Then you have the Da Vinci Code, Ice Age 2, Casino Royale, and Night at the Museum.
Casino Royale was excellent.
Yes, it was.
Excellent.
Yes, it was.
Night at the Museum. What the hell
Da
is
Vinci
that?
Code was good.
Night at the Museum with
Robin
Ben-
Williams?
Yeah, Robin
And
Williams was
Ben
in
Stiller.
it.
Where the things
Ben
come to
Stiller.
life. Yeah.
Yeah, all
They
the
come to
museum
life in
pieces
the
come
museum
to
at
life at night. And he was the night guard.
So it's a kid's movie.
Family
Not
movie.
really.
Yeah, they had three of them.
Yeah, it's not really a kid's movie, but yeah.
All right.
It's adult jokes in there.
Got it.
So here's the part where I want to have a little fun here because we all know, again, the Super Bowl is here. So we know the Steelers won that Super Bowl. Let's see who won the other championships in that year. And let's start with baseball.
That was the Cardinals beating the Tigers.
That was the Cardinals.
Anthony
beating the-
Reyes flat brim.
Yes. Tigers swept the Athletics with the Maglio home run and then lost 4-1.
The Tigers are going to the World
The
Series.
St. Louis Cardinals. Yes.
I was just thinking that.
Something else that happened in baseball, and it will never get honored in Cooperstown ever. He will never make the Hall of Fame. It is Barry Bonds hit 715 that year.
Buddy, if you go back and look at the pinnacle of Barry Bonds, that guy was putting up on-base percentages of like 500.
Mike, when the pitcher would just say, bases are loaded, I'm walking you. I'm not going to throw you the ball. But you're going to walk in the tying run. Don't care. That's when you know. I mean, because he walked up to the plate in full body armor and was just like, yeah, just.
Well, and it's amazing, too, is like, imagine in today's world, the way things work now, the dude's head was like twice the size it used to be in real time.
Correct.
He turned into a comic book character.
Yeah.
So let me move over here to the NFL because there was a signing.
Age 45 season. Age 41 season in 06. Just to back up what David's saying, the guy still had 26 homers and 77 RBIs. He still drew 115 walks for an on-base percentage of 454. His peak was 2 years prior. Well, his second best season, 2 years prior. He had an on-base percentage. This is stupid.
Yeah.
On-base percentage of 609. His OPS was 1422.
Yes. Mike, it always amazed me. He comes up to the plate and they're loaded. You know what?
Lanta.
Not him.
Yep.
Runs coming in. But we're losing. Don't care. We're only losing by one.
Do you realize he had a run from 1992 to the day he retired? He did not have a season with an OPS under 1,000. No. Roids or not. That's why he didn't need to do the steroids. He was already a Hall of Famer.
There's no need for him to do this.
Sorry.
And they still will not put him in.
So
it's that big head.
Well, from the writers too, for not putting him in.
Other sports?
Other sports here. Who won the NBA championship?
06 would be. Hold on, not Spurs. Oh, Heat.
Yes,
that was year one of Shaq, and he got screwed out of the MVP by that Canadian rat, Steve Nash.
Yes, the Miami Heat with Dwayne Wade and Shaquille O'Neal won that in 6. And who won the Stanley Cup?
I got to guess. Was it the Lightning?
No.
Oh, wait, no. That was wait a minute. Rolly the goalie took the Oilers to the Cup final in 06, right?
Oilers were there, yes.
Okay, hold on. Who the hell did Dwayne Rollison, who the hell did they lose to?
Could it have been the Canes? They got hot in the mid-late.
Let's go to Kenny Cott.
You are so right. It is a
nice job, Kenny.
All right.
We put the pieces together.
Nowhere's a puck.
Hillbillies and Italians unite.
What a guess. And then the last thing I was going to mention here was
who won the college basketball championship?
No.
Florida.
No. Well, yes. But to start that year, we had one of the greatest Rose Bowl games ever.
Vince Young USC.
Vince Young USC. Yes, that was amazing.
Marvelous.
Well, and David, unfortunately, who passed away that year on Christmas Day?
Santa?
No. Jesus.
He died for our sins.
No gifts.
He got stuck in the chimney.
I don't know. That was James Brown, wasn't it?
It was James Brown.
Second coming. Where is that audio? I demanded that interview by James Brown.
Yeah. He died, and I think he just finally got buried last year.
And he's still high. You got to play the full clip at some point later today. All right. Nice job, David.
That is your 2006 Blaze.
Let's talk about the Chevy dealer in the area leading the way. Hamilton Chevrolet and Warren. Andrew Pavlik and his sales staff want to be your Chevy dealer, and they're going to guarantee you the lowest payment on your. Yes, they do. They're going to guarantee you the lowest payment on your next Chevy, period. They're going to find you every discount, rebate, and incentive to save you some money. So get into Hamilton Chevrolet. Hit the road with great deals on their massive inventory. Selection is best right now. And they're ready for immediate delivery, including the February Rico deal, a new 2025 Chevy Trax LT, $239 a month for 24 months. Walk into Hamilton with $995 down. You'll drive off with 10,000 miles a year. You know what I say. The best deals are found at 14 Mile and Mound. Just stop in to see my guys at Hamilton Chevrolet. Tell them Rico sent you. Make Hamilton Chevrolet your Chevy dealer. Visit HamiltonChevy.com. That's HamiltonChevy.com. Chevrolet together, let's drive.
Get this off the air, please, God. All right, David, I want to get with the people, but before we do, we've talked 2 hours plus on this Tigers stuff, and it's good. It makes them feel legitimate. It means we can believe. It means Scott Harris and Greenberg and that front office and Chris Ilitch actually may care. This is good. I want to bring the Pistons into this because it was the NBA trade deadline, and they did nothing. And we were puzzled by the Kevin Huerter deal, a.k.a. the liquidation of Jaden Ivey. And Huerter, who hasn't shot the ball above 31% in multiple seasons now. We go, okay, well, maybe this is a way to get Michael Porter Jr., that you would have the ability to take Huerter and move him on an expiring, move Karis LeVert on an expiring, picks. They didn't do it. And they didn't even get better in the margins. That's the problem. I would love to know people's level of disappointment. because this is a good opportunity for the people who get very chesty about not wanting to make a trade. Well, then you should be fully bricked up today. For me, I'm very disappointed. You have an opportunity to win the East. You had an opportunity to increase your odds, to kind of take a command position, and you didn't do anything. And that, to me, that's not acceptable. It is. I'm going to treat this no differently than the Red Wings not making a deal. If you are currently sitting in the upper echelon of your conference and you've had no success in recent memory, and you want to ensure you have a meaningful run, then it is your duty to add. And again, if you didn't want to make a huge deal, the Pistons could have done something. You know, I said this yesterday. You're looking at the fourth quarter and you're trying to close a game out, and I'm looking at Javonte Green. I'm looking at Dennis Jenkins. It's nonsense. You need help. Cade needs help. The Pistons are bottom third in three-point shooting, bottom third in attempts, bottom third in makes. Offense becomes very difficult for them, and when you're in the playoffs, things have a propensity to bog down. They needed help, Rico. They needed shooting. I'm very disappointed that they played scared. Very. Doesn't mean they can't have success, but Rico, that is not acceptable.
No, I mean, Trajan said he wasn't going to skip steps. I guess he saw this as skipping steps. I mean, when Bickerstaff comes out and says, look, we need to do something, I thought that was going to be the precursor. Okay, you know what? He's kind of tipping the hand. Something's going to happen. And instead, no. I mean, for a lot of people, I guess you're happy because it means all your core pieces got to stick around and you'll wait to see the development. But I equate it to a lot to like the Tigers, man. You got this window because of work stoppage. You may not have baseball in 2 years. For the Pistons, you got the East that's pretty much falling apart because of injuries. You're winning it right now, but regular season and playoff basketball are two different animals. You're set up to win the regular season because, let's face it, a lot of teams aren't playing their best players. They're resting them. And instead, you're going all out. You're winning these games, but come playoff time in that best of 7 series, I don't know if you're going to have the grind and the pieces to get this thing done. And look, and you could say, well, you're never going to beat OKC. You're never going to beat anybody in the West. It doesn't matter. You only got to play one of those teams.
You got to get there first.
Just get there.
Yeah, and then again, Vegas, look, you do what you want with it. Vegas doesn't have you as favorite in the East. You're not even the second choice in the East. I think your record outpaces reality. You know, and again, like I got into it with a couple of callers yesterday. Yeah, sweet win over Denver with Jokic on a minutes restriction, no Cam Johnson, no Aaron Gordon, on a ridiculous, meaningless game for a team that's won a championship and has their priorities in different places. You guys keep getting your rocks off over that stuff, acting like it's a referendum. It's not.
Yeah.
You're learning to win. You've had a really nice year. It has nothing to do with A, being better than that team because it's not the playoffs, and B, not having to add. Yeah, I'm disappointed, but here's the thing. I don't know where people are at because there's a divide with Piston fans.
It is a big divide because the people who wanted to keep Tobias and you wanted to keep all your pieces, you're happy. And to me, it feels a lot like the Tigers when they were best record after 60 games, and people were like, yeah, but look, what happened to the Dodgers? Look at all that money they spend. Look